Another reason why poker is so like white dense, I would say, is because there's just, you know, they've had the opportunity to like play for money. We're like a minority group, like we can't do that. Like we don't have like disposable income. Like that doesn't exist. So it's like for us to like gamble or take a game of chance where we can lose, like that's not necessarily something we want to do because like we don't have that access. I am lucky enough to be able to represent like all these Spanish guys that like wish they had that opportunity. It's like I want to make these people proud because like I'm one of them and there's not many of us.
A poker player in Dominican Republic, I don't know now, but it's like my age. In my age, it's like a guy that is like in drugs or can control himself. He can lose everything in the home. He can sell the daughter or he can sell the wife because he can't control himself just doing poker.
I didn't know how I was gonna play poker. I didn't have full tilt anymore. I couldn't do anything. But I had a computer and at the time Craigslist was really popular. So I just went to Craigslist, I went to North Bergen and I plugged in poker. And there was just like, you know, people selling a poker table, whatever. But then there was this one ad that said, you know, game or something like that. And I remember I clicked it and it was like just a regular Craigslist ad, you know, very shady. And there was a phone number. So I just called. He asked me who I was, where I was coming from, and like what I did and if I was a cop. I was super nervous. Like I didn't know what was going on. Like I was playing $10 tournaments. We're playing a cash game. Like this isn't even the same thing anymore. I've never been to a poker game. I never played live poker before in my life. I go into this like the back of a warehouse that said like rugs, and I'm like, okay, well, this isn't a poker game. And there was like a camera pointing at me at the door, and like you knocked on the door, and there was like a little speaker, and it said like, look at the camera. And I was like looking at the camera, and then they opened the door, and you open the curtain, and there's like 4 tables, 4 poker tables with people and a dealer and everything. So I gave him $300 and like I sat and got chips. So now we're playing this game and I get aces. And I know that's a good hand. Like, the guy re-raised me, I re-raised, and he goes all in for my 300, right? And I go in the tank. And it was like this middle-aged man, I remember very well, he was wearing a white shirt and he looked like, you know, a very normal guy, but like, you could tell he's a little hot-headed. And he starts asking me like, oh, what do you have? And he asked me like, you have jacks? Like, you have 10s? Like, you have queens? And I'm like, and I keep answering no. And he's like, then what are you thinking about? And I was like, I have aces. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I think you have ace king suited and you're gonna hit a flush. And he looked at me like I was the biggest idiot of all time. I called, and he did have ace king suited, but he didn't hit the flush. But then after that, I told him, I was like, you see, I told you, you had ace king suited. I was afraid you were gonna hit the flush. And it's like, what are you doing? So then right after that, like I double up, right? So now I have 600. I grabbed the 300 that I won and I put it in my pocket. That's called like rat holing. He was like, you're not allowed to do that. And like, then the game runner comes to me and it's like, if I do that now, I'll get kicked out. But I was so bad at poker that they didn't want to kick me out. They wanted me to come back.
So how much did you leave with?
I left with my 600. Like I didn't play another hand. I was so happy. Like I had $600, dude.
He was like, maybe you just had kings. Oh.
Do you want to dissect that river call? What do you think his best bluff catchers are there?
I don't think that one was up.
King Queen's
well,
his best bluff
that
catcher?
one's not. Give him 5 minutes.
It's fine. Like I don't think my plan was that good, but I was trying different things. Like whatever. Like,
I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I think it was a byproduct of the game being off the rails. Like the play itself may be fine in a vacuum.
You don't get offended easily, right? No. All right, cool. No, I just like never know like what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when I first started playing, like I was playing like these underground games where like everyone's just like needle after needle.
Yeah, you were the one who got offended.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I know.
But I had to learn not to.
You were soft back then.
Ever been in a game where I offended someone that
I offended.
He talked shit to Berto.
I offended Berto real bad.
Berto was the whale in the game, and I don't know. Did you suck out or did he suck out?
We were playing in a game together, and in Manhattan, I don't even remember if I won or lost a hand.
Well, yeah, I sucked out. I had queens, and then he had 2 pair, and then the board paired, and I won. And then he said something about me being a nit.
No, Christian did not know that I was friends with Matt. But he was giggling and he was laughing, and they were laughing about how I played the hand. And he kept saying, like, you know, what are you trying to rep? Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, you don't even know me.
And then I got really mad, and I was like, you suck, Berto. I was like...
He 100% never said that, because he would be committing suicide to say that, because why would you ever say that to anyone at a poker table when you don't know who they are, especially in New York City, in an underground game?
That's exactly what happened, though. I played no hands.
So, of course, the first day I meet Chin, I offer to take him to dinner in New York to Luger's, and of course, Berto's the one who got us in and is there. So I tell him, and he sees him, and he pulls me aside. He goes, "Yo, you know this kid?" Like, yeah. He reached out to me for coaching. He's like, "Yo, this kid, I don't like this kid. I don't like him at all." Like, I'm not gonna say anything because it's your friend tonight, but I hate this kid.
I hate this kid.
Yeah, he and I definitely got off on the wrong foot, you know, but he was just a young punk then, and he didn't know he was messing with the bull.
Al principio yo lo vi como normal, un juego o sea, de amigos. Como lo veía más seguido y entonces ya yo pensé que ya eso no era normal.
We both used to deal and also get staked and play under the people that were running the game. They would only stake pretty much me and Christian, and that's where me and him like really became friends.
You're traveling to Atlantic City, you're getting home super late, like, and I feel like that's the nightlife. Like poker, playing, gambling, casinos, they're not, I don't even know if they're open at 1 p.m.
I knew the probability of games being raided were low, and then I also knew it wasn't illegal for me to be at the game. The only thing that would happen is that they would seize my money.
Some games are more professional than others. Some games can be really sketchy.
I told my family when we started dating, and my mom just looked at me like I was crazy. What are you doing? That's not a career.
When one game goes down, other games pop up.
What do you mean? Like, I'm like underground as in illegal. He's like, just underground. I'm like, okay, cool. No opinion whatsoever.
The scariest thought that would come to my head was him leaving a game, carrying cash with him, and someone noticing that, or, you know, hey, look at this guy, he's leaving a game, let me just assault him.
One time I got a little too cocky. The game was like breaking, it was almost over, and I was up a lot. These two guys kind of walk in straight out of the club, and they're just like, oh, where's the game at? Where's the game at? I was like, oh, there's no game, but like, I'll play you heads up. And he was just like, oh, you want to play heads up? And he like, you know, him and his boys just like kind of like run up on me. And it's like, oh, now this is like, he just kind of grabbed my chips like, oh, this is mine now. Like, how about heads up for that? The game runners like kind of came, broke it up. It was like, whoa, chill, like whatever. And like, they kind of told, like, I didn't know that much yet, but I was so like, I want to make money. I want to rise through the ranks. And it's like, there's like a soft touch in these underground games that you kind of learn.
He was going to the class and something happened in the grades. I know now that he was the moment that he was playing poker. Right. At that time.
I'm Dominican as well. I can tell you with the type of relationship my brother has with my mother, not taking care of her or not making her happy would almost be like a sin.
She came from absolutely nothing, and she just paid off like $500,000 house. Like, it's paid. Like, we're doing well. And it's like, man, to think 20 years ago, like, we were poor. Like, I was living in an apartment building on the 5th floor where like I saw roaches every single time I flicked the lights on at night. And it's like, I saw that, like, and I know where we are now, and it's like, that's massive, and it's because of her.
She wanted him to pursue a business degree. She wanted him to have his own business, to become a multi-millionaire that way, the right way.
My mom went to clean my room one time, and she found like a knot of cash.
Me and my husband was taking care about if we get an addiction or something is missing in the house.
Well, where is this money coming from? Because it doesn't add up. Like, now, like, things started to click. Like, I wasn't going to class. Like, I was getting home late. Like, I would disappear for 2 days.
He told me that, Mommy, I need to talk to you. But I don't want to be mad or something. I want to be honest, and I want to, you understand? Okay, tell me. I love poker. What are you doing? You can't do that to the family. I came here to this country to what?
I try to tell my mom that she took a chance on coming here and doing this, like, and I took a chance on doing this. And it doesn't necessarily work out as simple as that, but.
He was trying in the nice way that I understand exactly what poker means in his life.
When you're playing with Christian, well, he's gonna be a force at the table. You're gonna know he's there, and he's gonna pretty much be in control, like in any situation. Like, he already has the answer for what's the move after he does this move.
So I kept playing poker with this vision of I would just win and make it right. And it's kind of crazy because, like, thinking how hard it is to like make it today, like, I don't think I would be able to just like take that leap today. The fact that like I somehow knew that I still wasn't good, even though I was winning all this money, I still wasn't good, allowed me to keep going and like tell my parents like, I'm gonna make it, but in the back of my mind I always said like, the reason I'm gonna make it is because I'm actually not good yet.